Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Michaela Peters. I'm going to start off by saying that I'm actually going to take off tomorrow and not record because my company is so cool and they give us one wellness day every quarter just about, and tomorrow I'm going to spend mine going to the beach because I live near the beach and I'm going to try to enjoy it, even though at night I'm going to have to go into work at the restaurant. But today is a very important day because I'm going to look at a house. But before I look at a house, apparently I have to get pre-approved and come with a pre-approval letter. Now, I'm not sure how this works in other countries, but apparently this is pretty standard in the US if you're very serious about a house. To be honest, I'm still questioning whether the area in which I'm looking at, where this house is located, is an area that I want to live in. This is something that I need to figure out. But I really like the house, and I think that it has good prospects, especially considering the fact that I'm gonna kind of go in on this with my best friend, which I talked about already. But what today is looking like is I'm gonna have to fill out a form online to see what I qualify for, and I'm actually gonna do this independently because this is something that once I get this pre-approval, I can actually use it to look at other houses as well. So yeah, that's what today is gonna be like, and I'm really excited and really nervous all at the same time. I also think it's funny, there's one person, or maybe a couple people, I haven't kept track of who's saying it, who are commenting on my videos and being like, "You're so neurotic," and it's like, yes, I am neurotic, and I own that, and I kind of appreciate being neurotic because it's probably how I've been so successful and have accomplished as many things as I've accomplished by this point in my life. So yeah, I can thank genetics for that because it definitely runs in the family. Alright, so part of me being neurotic is I found a house, I really like it, and I'm like, I'm gonna go look at it. And then last night I was talking to one of my grandparents' very close friends who I actually went on a couple of vacations with all of them together 10 years ago to some other countries. I call her my Indian grandmother because she's from India. Actually, a side tangent, a very funny story is we were in Jordan together, and one of the guys says to her, "Is this your daughter?" And then she just goes, "Does she look like my daughter?" I mean, yeah, I don't know how I could be related to an Indian person unless I was adopted, just based on what I look like, but it was very funny. And, yeah, does she look like your daughter, or look like my daughter? And, he's like, "I don't know, but I'll give you," I forget what amount of camels for her, and I'm like, yeah, this country is very different. Anyway, because, this whole dowry thing, I don't even know how that works. Anyway, so that's interesting. But anyway, this friend, she came over, and she's a real estate agent, and I told her, oh, I'm going to look at a house, just casually, and then we started talking more realistic about it, and she's like, yeah, you may be able to qualify for something, and I know some good loan officers at the point at which you get serious. And then she called the house today while I was on the phone with my friend, who's the one that I'm looking at buying this house with, and I was like, yeah, my friend is telling me I should get pre-approved, and not necessarily get pre-approved, but talk to a loan officer. And she's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get you the number of one, hold on. Then she calls back and gives me a phone number, then I talk to this guy, and now I'm about to sit down and fill this out. The whole pre-approval process application thing. And yeah, this is kind of nerve-wracking because they're gonna pull your credit, and it's gonna be a hard inquiry, which is actually bad for your credit. I do know that that's how that works. But at the same time, this is why we get to have nice things in life. I mean, obviously, when you buy, more expensive items, like a home or a car, which people buy here in the US, yeah, this is what's necessary. So, I'm actually pretty excited. And part of maybe my continued obsession, because I know I talk a lot about housing on this channel, is, last week my dad was like, well, I had said, okay, I'll, plan to move out in a year. And then he's like, you know what? We've been talking, and we actually don't think that a year is, a sufficient amount of time. Actually, we want you to move out sooner. And I was like, crap, what am I gonna do? And then this is what I'm doing right now. And then I called him, I was like, I'm gonna look at a house. And he's like, why are you moving out? And I'm like, what do you want from me, man? So, I don't know, whatever. But, I am really excited. And we'll see how it goes, because if the neighborhood is sketch and I don't like it, then I'm not gonna do it. And then this has been such an emotional process. There's a helicopter outside. This has been such an emotional process that by the time I look at this and I'm like, this is the only one I looked at that I like, and I haven't even been to it yet, but the pictures, maybe that sounds dumb, but I don't think it does in my mind. Then I'm gonna wait and try to keep saving money, and yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's exciting. It's also very nerve-wracking. And yeah, it's a lot of responsibility, but, I have a very hard time understanding why responsibility is something you should run away from. I don't get it. So yeah, this is the beginning of the process, getting pre-approved, showing up at the house. Hey, here's my pre-approval letter, and then we're gonna look at the house, check on it, see how everything goes, and then see if this is really gonna happen or not. Explore the area a little bit, all before I head back to New Jersey tonight, and then I'll be in New Jersey for who knows how long. Maybe not too long if this actually moves in some direction. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on right now. Again, I'm gonna take a break. Kind of sad to be leaving my grandmother's house because I get to keep using her earrings and her different tops, and it's super fun. Yeah, so that's everything for today. I think this is what it's gonna look like. Pre-approval process, show up at the house. Maybe those two things don't go together. Maybe I can't pre-approve for this house, and then see what happens after that once I actually look at the house, and then think more about it. I like to do this thing, maybe this is part of why I have a YouTube channel, where I like to talk to everybody about everything. And yeah, some people are like, you're too open or public about everything, and okay, that's a preference. But I like to talk to people about ideas and plans because then usually people will respond with either that's a terrible idea or that's a great idea. In fact, I got a lot of feedback on the video I did yesterday in Russian where people are like, that's a good idea, that's a bad idea, I hope it works out, forget about your best friend, you really just need to get married. That's a very Russian person thing, so I can't even be offended because it's just like a cultural, it's how it goes. So, yeah, but anyway, this is the plan for today and tomorrow. We're gonna see how it goes, and it might be that it doesn't work out, and then I'm back on the market for houses, and then if not, I will just keep being nomadic like I already have been for the last year and probably just go to my grandmother's house, go to my friend's house, go to a different state, work from there for a little bit. That was like actually what I was doing for the whole last year. It's just that over the summer the restaurant, kind of puts me a little bit more in one place. So, yeah. And the restaurant season is almost over. We're approaching Labor Day, and usually after Labor Day it starts dying down. Yeah, Labor Day is usually when is it? The beginning of September. Every year it changes. It's like that weekend. So that weekend is pretty much next weekend, right? Or the following weekend. And then the restaurant calms down. And then hopefully my life calms down a little bit, but we don't really know yet. All right, so we're going to see what happens today. Probably give more of a report on this on Monday. I think this is exciting, and I think that maybe this is exciting for you guys too. And then I'll try to do some fancy video editing, which takes more than I would like to admit sometimes. All right, so that's everything for today, and until next week then, everybody have a very nice weekend, and we'll see how everything goes. All right, until Monday, bye.